We had our first trip to Montpelier Speedway since the opening night, which means racing season for us is coming to an end, and that is never a good time of the year. However, it is always good racing when you go to Montpelier Speedway, so I'm going to talk about it all today because it was quite the night. So first off, it was the championship night for the USAC Midwest Thunder Midgets, or D2 Midgets, whatever you want to call them, and it was some pretty good racing. I'm not gonna lie. Some guys specifically one guy that I really knew was Michael Magic. I was expecting him to do pretty well, and looking over at my race pass, I found out that he got disqualified in the feature. I'm not 100% sure what that's about. Obviously, it can be anything as little as being underweight. Tanner Holmes in the NARC series got disqualified during qualifying for being like 15 pounds light. So, I haven't heard anything about it. I thought about messaging him, but I didn't really want to. I didn't want to intrude on anything that's going on over there. But I believe it was. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head. I'm going to scroll through my race fast here. Luke Hall. Yeah, Luke Hall. Luke Hall was absolutely flying. I believe he won the makeup feature as well as the regular feature. I'm just going to say, bro, he had that thing on a rail. Finishing second would be Bryce Massengill, I believe is how you say that. Third went to Stratton Briggs. Fourth went to Drew Rader. And then Matt Lux would finish in the fifth spot. Just finishing outside the top five was Tyler Nielsen, and then Wes Pinkerton in seventh, Ian Krieger in eighth, Braden Schwartz in ninth, and Abby Holbein in 10th. And now we're going to move on to the non-wings. I'm not going to talk about the non-wings because, it was some pretty good racing between the top 1 and 2, but that's pretty much all it was like a 1 and 2 or 1, 2, 3. Third was kind of making it a little bit interesting. I had Brandon Mattox picked to win, but he, in fact, did not win. It would go to Matt Westphal after he would make a late race pass. Brandon Mattox looked like the car to beat pretty much the entire night, and he ended up being the car that got beat. Finishing in third was Chance Crum. Braden Clark finished in fourth. Zach Pretorius finished in fifth. Bo Brandon in sixth. Bryce Dews in seventh. Parker Fredrickson in eighth. Steve Irwin, a really good local driver, finishing in ninth. And Rob Cahoe Jr. rounded out the top 10 from Rush City, Minnesota. Matt Westphal finished second in his heat race. I was not expecting the kind of speed that he picked up in the feature to get around Brandon Matt. Also, something unexpected in the Super Stocks, we had a driver from Butler Motor Speedway, Blaine Shedd, make it out to Montpelier Speedway. It was really good to see him out there getting some time. I heard that Dakota Collins was also going to be at the Monster Mash, so that would be another Butler driver. Speaking of Butler drivers, we had Josh Lomaw pull up in the Modifieds. The Modifieds I knew was going to be a really good show because just by seeing, I got a pit pass, and we got there a little late. We didn't get there late, but we got there right as they were qualifying Super Stocks, so I got a couple pictures of Super Stocks. Nothing too crazy because, like I said, we got there a little bit late, but I was walking through the pits. I saw Bub Roberts, Dylan Newsbaum, Josh Lomaw, Todd Sherman, Dylan Woodling, Brendan Sherman, and in the 65X, which was Todd's one of Todd's cars from this year, I believe it was his Limaland car, was who was it? Jonathan Rainey. Jonathan Rainey was in that one, and he definitely picked up some speed. It looked like he was struggling a little bit at the start, but it looked like he got kind of comfortable in the car, and he was starting to move. He made the big race, which he was out at Butler in a modified a couple of times, and he didn't really. It didn't really seem like he could get the handle of the car down. He made a couple shows, but nothing too crazy. And the storyline of the night was between arguably the two fastest super stocks that enter Montpelier Speedway, which was the number 50 of James Headley and the 60 of Todd Sherman. Now, everybody knew they ran heat race number 1. James Headley finished first, Todd finished second. James Headley started in the front row, Todd started second row. Everybody knew that it was going to be one of those two drivers that won. Obviously, you have some other guys like Jeffrey Jessup, Jamie Kale, Mark Wooten, Trevor McCullough. You had Tony Anderson, John Merchant. But the real storyline was between Todd and James, and they did not disappoint. James got off to a really good start. Once Todd could get around a lot of the other guys, he started in fourth. James Headley started in second, but he jumped out to first place pretty early on in the race. Todd kept getting up onto his bumper, and then at one point he got beside him, and then the caution would come out. He would get right back up to his bumper, the caution would come out. He'd get a bad start, lose it up on 1 and 2. He lost it a couple times up on 1 and 2 and was starting to lose ground on Tony Anderson. Tony Anderson started to close in on him, and then he'd get back up to him, and the caution would come out. And I believe the caution came out for the last time with 2 or 3 laps to go. He did not get a very good restart, and it was looking like he was not going to be able to pull off the win. It looked like James Headley had it in the bag. He kind of messed up on turn 2, lost some ground, fell back, and you know what? I'm just going to roll the last lap clip for you because I can't really explain it as good as it was. Yep, and you guys saw it. Like I said, the top was running so good. I'm talking so good. And, yeah, he literally just got a really good run off of turn 4 and just drove right on past. We went back. We were talking with him and James Headley. James Headley, one of the greatest guys I've ever met. You know, a lot of people would be angry that they lost that race. Honestly, he seemed in pretty good spirits, joking around with everybody. So I'm definitely looking forward to our next visit on the 25th and 26th for the Monster Mash, and that will end our season. Dirt track-wise, obviously, I will be at Kokomo this coming weekend, the 10th and 11th, and then we will be at the Fort Wayne Rumble. I can't remember what day it is. I know it's in December, but the Fort Wayne Rumble, we will be there as well. And then, hopefully, I'm going to try to make some more, like, Friday races next year. And let me know if you guys like this kind of video where I just kind of sit here, put up the camera, and talk. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for 6,600 followers over on Facebook. I finally got my copyright strike that I got from Dirt Vision removed. So thank you to everybody sticking around over here on YouTube. Hopefully my visibility gets restored back to what it was, because these last couple months have been absolutely awful. I mean, my views cut in half, even cut 3/4, to where I only got 37 or 38,000 views last month when I averaged like 100 to 200,000 on normal months, which thank you to everybody sticking around and watching my content. Thank you to everybody supporting me over on Facebook. I'm going to try to post on both of these. I'm going to try to post on both of these a lot more. Obviously, YouTube. I've been posting on Facebook a lot, so thank you to everybody who has bought pictures from me. Thank you to everybody who's messaged me about videos. I apologize. I'm getting the Butler Championship, or not Championship night, USAC races up this week. I had a very stressful week last week and kind of this week. I mean, I got to get ready for the Clash. I'm also working 7 days in a row. I started working on Friday. I'm not going to stop until Thursday. So obviously with work, 8.5 hours, usually about 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I actually uploaded a lot of the Thunder Midget races while I was at work. So W Manager for allowing me to do that. But like I said, thank you to everybody that's supporting me. Thank you to everybody that talks to me in the pits. It was kind of crazy how many people like actually knew me and I didn't know them, and they just knew me from my videos. It was kind of a crazy experience over the last couple races at Butler where I was actually buying pit passes. I'm gonna hopefully start buying pit passes more often. I was just a little bit nervous to do it because obviously, you know, I don't post the most favorable videos of people sometimes, and I don't really want to get into any kind of confrontation that will jeopardize me being able to go to the racetrack. So I figured it was best for me to stay in the grandstand areas for the most part of the season. But a lot of the drivers that I communicate with really helped me and talked to me through it. Also, I'm going to make kind of a change on how I run this page. After talking with some people, I'm going to take a majority of my personal, like, opinions out. I'm not going to be making videos talking my opinions on things, well, more specifically local things. I'll still speak my opinion on national things, but I had a really good talk with the driver. I'm not going to name who the driver was, but I had a pretty good talk with the driver that kind of made me realize I had kind of like a biased reporting style on certain things. So believe me, I apologize if anybody didn't like my content because of that. Hopefully you will give me another chance, and I'm going to do more of like a flow racing style when it comes to local tracks. I'm going to try to travel to a couple different local tracks over the next year. So thank you to everybody sticking around. Thank you to everybody that has talked to me at the racetrack. Thank you to everybody that's supported me. Thank you to Todd Sherman for paying for most of my pit pass last night. Really appreciate it. Yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. And yeah, let me know. I changed up where I'm at. I'm building up my scenery back here. Obviously, I don't know if you guys can see the cars I have set up back here. I picked up that Kyle Cummins like board at the USAC race at Butler. I picked up that Casey Kane during the high limit, got it signed. I know you guys probably can't see the sign, but it's on the top of the number back there. Then I picked those up at the Hell Tour. I picked those up online. I got my Tyler Erb World 100 door, and then I got Todd and Terry Hull, and I got Corey Gum back there that I picked up at Oakshade. I'm going to try to spruce up the background. I'm going to be repainting the walls in my room, hopefully over the winter. So this was our spare room, so the walls are kind of dirty and we're kind of neglected, so there are cobwebs everywhere. I've been trying to spruce it up because it's a bigger space than my last recording room. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys have shown me. Let me know if you guys want me to make more content styles like this, where I break down what happened at the local tracks. I'm going to be at Kokomo Speedway the 10th and 11th, so if you want to say hi, I'll be walking around. I'm planning on buying pit passes. I should be at the Montpelier Speedway race on Sunday, the 12th, so if you see me walking around, most likely I'll be wearing a shirt like this. Stop by. I'll be walking around with the camera, so it's kind of hard to miss me. There's not really a whole bunch of people walking around with cameras through the pits, at least that I've seen. So if you see me, say hi. I'll be happy to talk to you. And if you want videos or pictures, send me a message over here on Facebook. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I will link my Facebook down in the description below. Enough of me yapping. I'll talk to you guys later.